Hello, Gadies and Gentlemen. Averageteadrinker here, and we are back with another Tips and Tricks episode, this time in a Nokud offensive. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the tips. So, starting off in this first area, you have to clear the 3 Lance Masters to spawn the first boss. They also cleave on the tank, and this hits incredibly hard, so you kind of have to play as if your tank is an NPC, because sometimes they may swing it around and you're going to hit the deck really fast. So the easiest thing to do is just to rely on your own positioning. It also does a pretty large ground AoE called War Stomp, which will stun you and most likely kill you. And then they have a kick, which was called Disruptive Shout, and if this just goes through, you're most likely going to wipe. Next are the War Spears, who are your priority target to funnel down when they are in the pack, as these will put a bleed on the furthest range player, which is a heavy dot. Sometimes people do the pole tech, where you can see our priest here. This will negate the bleed effect entirely. You can also try to time your hard CC just to interrupt their cast of Swift Stab, which is the bleed. Next, the Horn Sounder has a cast called Rally the Clan. This can only be CC'd, can't be kicked, so make sure not to let this go through. Lastly, if you see Rain of Arrows, make sure you're watching your feet because there's going to be little swirlies to dodge.
One afflicted spawned. Cleared. One afflicted spawned. Cleared. One afflicted spawned. Cleared. One afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. One afflicted spawned.
For Stone Boy Granth, you'll want to rotate your defensives on each shard of stone as it hits surprisingly hard.
Cleared.
Then for the ads which spawn throughout the fight, you should have Primordial Wave up for each one, and also pay attention to see if your teammates start to CC later on in the fight, so you don't accidentally Flame Shock it and break the CC, which of course I have never done. You can also use your own CC to stop the ad under the boss, just so you have more uptime and cleave.
One afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared.
Quite a spicy area here with lots of kicks needed. You have to defeat the 4 mini-bosses around their totems to spawn the
Two
boss.
afflicted spawned.
Each mini-boss also has a cast called Stormbolt, which goes on random party members, and this is a high priority kick as it does lethal damage. Make sure if you see that no one has a kick available that you press a defensive if it is going to go through on you. Next is the Storm Speaker, which casts Stormbolt on the tank, so if you have any spare kicks or CC, use them just to help the tank out. Tempest is another ability by the Storm Speaker, which is a high priority to stop because it is a high damage stacking ability the longer it casts. I'd also suggest to Bloodlust this waterfall pull if it lines up, as it's probably the spiciest one in the area. You should also be a greedy goblin on each of the totems and just hoover up all those little orbs because you'll get a damage buff.
1 afflicted spawned. Cleared. One afflicted spawned. Cleared. One afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared.
The Patrolling Thunderbeast pack also has the Storm Shield mobs as well. If you get targeted by Chain Lightning, pop a defensive, especially on fortified weeks, and run away at least 10 yards from your group, otherwise you'll chain the lightning. Don't stand on a big swirly thunderclap, and always kick Thunderstrike, which casts quite often from the Thunderbeast. The last mob in the area is the Storm Shields, and they cast Storm Shield, funny enough, on themselves, which can be dispelled. So I always recommend taking Purge in Nokud because it has many benefits throughout the dungeon.
Two afflicted spawned. Cleared.
The Raging Tempest is a spicy boss because it has a lot of big hitting abilities throughout the entire fight. First off, Lightning Strike. Make sure to spread around the boss, but do not overlap your circle with someone else. And try not to run out of melee just so you can keep as much uptime as you possibly can, because this boss needs to die as soon as possible. Normally I send Earth Ellie for the extra 15% HP for the Lightning Strikes, or I try to play around the Absorb Ring from Broodkeeper, and if you have nothing else you can always just AFK in Spirit Wolf. Please Blizzard, change this talent. Next, the Orbs, which is the main mechanic of the fight, and you get them stacked to 10 and they give a damage and healing increase. Basically, the quicker you get to 10 the better, and pay attention to the timer of Electrical Storm because none spawn throughout that phase. So what you want to do is just before the storm is coming, you'll see the set of orbs. You want to let that orb come right in to close to the boss, and then you get the stack as the storm is happening. So then that should hopefully extend your stacks until the next set has spawned. Speaking on the storm, you do need to have a defensive for this, or at least be healing yourself if you don't. The boss will also cast Energy Surge throughout the fight, so just purge it off the boss if you've talented it, as you'll help the tank out.
One afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. One afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. One afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared.
Running theme here again, defeat the 4 mini-bosses, shocker, and you'll activate the boss. On the mini-bosses, always make sure to kick the Soul Volley as it does quite a decent amount of damage. Next is the Chant of Dead from the Death Speakers, which is a massive green swirly around them. It has a really long cast time, but just be wary of their positioning and your own. The pesky birds, the Ohunas, if that's how you pronounce it, are the most dangerous trash here, probably in Nokud. The Rotting Wind is a heavy, and I mean heavy AoE dot on everyone, but you can CC them, so make sure to stop this cast at all costs. There are 2 more casts to deal with in this area.
One
You
afflicted
have
spawned.
the Swift Winds from the Mystics and the Soul Bolt from the Corruptors. The other ones I talked about earlier, prioritize them, so if you have any CC or kicks left, use it on these guys.
Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. One afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. One afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared.
This is a spicy boss for one reason in particular, and that is Gale Arrow. You'll need to have something defensively up for each one. Nowadays I run Rage Heart, so I can just rotate that alongside Astral Shift, so I have something for each one. If you don't have Rage Heart, you're just going to have to pop Earth Ellie and sit in Spirit Wolf, unfortunately. The other mechanics are fairly obvious. Don't stand in the Frightful Roar because you'll die. dodge the ground effects from the Earth Splitter, and just hope you kill the boss before people run out of defensives for Gale Arrow.
One afflicted spawned. Cleared. One afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared.
We skip these two mini bosses here. This is only possible if someone pulls the mobs, and then just after that you pull the boss, and then they invis/meld to drop the combat on them, and then you can just play the boss without the ads.
Cleared.
For the ads themselves though, just dodge the frontal broad stomp, and then let the tank be the closest target to Balara, so that the charge is always cast on them. Normally your tank will pull these towards the wall, so you don't really have to worry about the frontal or the charge. Now for the last boss. In phase 1, the main ability to watch out for is Iron Spear, which is going to go on a random party member. If your tank is clued up on positioning for this last boss, he's going to tank it towards this rock here, where if you do get targeted with Iron Spear, you can place it just behind it, so then when he does charge to you, he's going to stop on the other side of the rock. We also have Upheaval in phase 1, so don't overlap this with anyone else. And in phase 2, Upheaval is going to drop a puddle underneath your feet, so try place these towards the edges so you have more space later on in the fight. In the intermission, kick one of the add Stormbolt casts and use CC on them when they get grouped up, and then just cleave them down as fast as possible. In phase 2, Iron Spear is now Static Spear. This is going to pull everyone in on your position, so try again to place this behind the rock, or if there's stuff underneath it now, just try place this in a clear area of space. For defensives, use them in phase 1 for the Iron Spear and in phase 2 for Static Spear. Sitting in Spirit Wolf is pretty good for these two abilities if you don't have Astral Shift or another external.
Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. One afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared. Two afflicted spawned. Cleared.
That is the end of the video. The run was pretty scuffed, as you can see. It was right up until the timer, but we did manage it, and that's the main thing. I hope the tips were tipping, and please do give me any feedback on these videos, especially for the tips and tricks series. If there's anything I could add to the series, let me know below. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck in your Nokuds. Peace.